One wrong step can end a dream, and that fear can choke us. But don't let that fear make you lazy. Let it make you laser focused. Wisdom is this special power that we can access to see the unseen, to speak the unspoken, to touch the intangible. When you have a dream, one of the things that it will take to accomplish that dream and that you will grow in along the way is wisdom. Another thing that you will need and that you will grow in along the way is character, successful character. If you've been a part of the Daily Bar for a while, then you know that the Daily Bar has always been about wisdom. Today's a pretty important episode because today we're getting laser focused. Not only is the Daily Bar still going to be about wisdom, but more specifically, wisdom that builds successful character. See, I believe and I like to say that wisdom makes real character, but character makes wisdom real. That means that wisdom is only as real as a life that lives it out. And character is how we live and how we conduct ourselves. Character determines how successful we will be with our dreams and our life aspirations. Every day on my social media, I drop a daily bar. A 2-line rhyme that's a shot of wisdom to boost your day, give you inspiration, motivation, maybe even some direction for your day. And I want you to make sure that you're a part of that. So you want to make sure that you follow me at Spence_4HIRE on all my socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Follow me on all those so that you can get these daily bar drops. And then on the first Friday of every month, we drop the podcast episode where we take a lot of those bars we've been talking about and we go behind them to break them down, to talk about the wisdom and how we can apply them to our lives to build the character that's going to build success. Let's get into it. One wrong step can end a dream, and that fear can choke us. But don't let that fear make you lazy. Let it make you laser focused. Today I'm talking about one of my most favorite topics that I'm probably going to talk about more than once on the Daily Bar podcast. Matter of fact, it'll probably be a regular topic throughout the life of the podcast, but I'm talking about going after your dream. I love to see people have a dream. I love to see people believe that they can achieve and succeed at a dream and to go after with everything that they got. So look, if you've already checked out because you feel like you're not a dreamer or you're not somebody who has a dream, you're just kind of floating through life and I'm good. Listen, don't worry, there's a lot that you can take away from today, but I will add this though. If you don't have a dream, get around somebody who does, even if it's outrageous. It might spark a dream within you. Dreams are highly contagious. I've heard it said that if you don't work hard for your dreams, you're just going to work hard for somebody else's dreams. Now that's meant to light a fire under somebody who has one, but that isn't really doing anything to go after it. But it's also meant to be an invitation to somebody who might not exactly have one. If you're not sure about a dream or sure what yours is, or think you have one at all, serving somebody else's could be the path that leads you to discovering what yours is. Think about the barista who works at the local coffee shop. Not just the big chain joint, but more like the mom and pop ones, because you know that that's somebody's actual dream come to life. You think about that barista that works there, it's not necessarily their dream, but by being a good employee there, they're serving the dream of the owner. And it's paths like that that can lead you to discovering skills or ideas or dreams that you never really knew were within you until you placed yourself in that opportunity. If you work or volunteer at an organization, maybe it's because you got to go to school or you got to do it because of probation, but it's not necessarily your bought in purpose. Still, by being there and working and serving that dream, you're serving the dream of that organization's cause. If you're in college, and like many college students, you still haven't decided on a major or on a program, get involved in some of the clubs or programs that meet on campus, even if you don't know much about it. Just get involved because you want to help those who do. By doing that and giving the best you got, that you're asking for things inside of you to be unlocked that you didn't know you cared about. For those of you that would say you have a dream, what is it? Can you name it? Or at least you have some sort of vague silhouette of it on the horizon of your life. And if you do have a dream, let me ask you this. It's probably one of the most important questions you can be asked about having a dream. Is your dream big enough? Is it big enough to scare you? Scare you to the point that thinking about going after it and not achieving it scares you enough to make you not even want to try to go after it at all? If so, then good. And if not, why not? I mean, you can't really call a dream unless there's the potential that you could possibly fail at it. You can't call it flying unless there's the potential that you could fall. You can't really call it reaching a summit unless you have to overcome an impossible challenge or an impossible height. And impossible odds don't have to extinguish your flame, they can fuel your fire. You decide what's bigger, the odds or your desire. Y'all know I love to plug y'all to wisdom resources and plug y'all to books. And in Mark Batterson's book, Chase the Lion, it's the sequel to his book, In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day. You should cop that as well. But today I'm gonna push you to Chase the Lion. And in Chase the Lion, he likens our dream to a 500-pound man-eating beast that we instinctively know to run from. Obviously, a lion is something that we fear. But if we knew that we'd be completely safe, like when you were at the zoo, a lion is something that we would want to see or actually even get close to. When you have a dream, the question that you have to ask is, what would I do if I knew that I couldn't fail? Because we normally cap our dreams at what we think we're safely able to achieve. But what would you do if you knew that it was way up here, but there was still no chance that you would fail at it? What would you do? That's how you know if your dream's big enough or not, because it's normally that fear right there that keeps us from attempting a dream at all. Let's keep it a buck, y'all. I mean, dreams are fragile. We do fail at them. We don't always succeed at them. And then when you think about one wrong step can end a dream and that fear could choke us, don't let that fear make you lazy. Let it make you laser focused. The successful character that we build by facing the fears of chasing our dreams is courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is being present in the fear. You should absolutely be afraid of not making it happen and facing the embarrassment and the shame or the mediocrity, whatever it is. You should absolutely be afraid of the risk that's involved. You should absolutely be afraid of failing. And you should run to it. Because right now it seems like only a failure, but stay in it like a champ. And one day you'll see that this failure was just the bottom of the ramp. As we wrap up this episode, let me zoom in on our bar of the day one more time. One wrong step can end a dream. That fear can choke us. But don't let fear make you lazy. Let it make you laser focused. If you were getting close to the top of a mountain that you've been climbing, as you approach the top, you would get a mix of feelings. Maybe anxiety, maybe intrigue, excitement, and yes, probably fear. From being so high up, you would feel so high up that you would have to respect the very gravity that you're defying. As you got closer to the top, your foot space might narrow, which is all the more reason why you would have to pay that much more close attention to every step that you take. That fear and that respect for that fear of the gravity, of the height, doesn't have to freeze you or worse, make you turn around and go back down the mountain, nah. Or the excitement of reaching the top doesn't have to make you lazy to the point where you start losing the very discipline that got you here. No, now is the time where you tighten it up. Now is the time where you get laser focused on every step as you reach the top. Some of you are still thinking about what your dream can be. Some of you are just getting started on a dream. Some of you can see the summit. And no matter where you are in all those scenarios, when you start or especially as you get close to the finish, all that much more, you have to respect the fear of what you're doing by being focused on where you're going and what you're trying to achieve. A distracted step could derail all of your progress. And if that thought scares you, good. But don't let it turn into well, then why try? What's the use? No, that's lazy. Don't let it make you lazy. Let it make you laser focused. As I mentioned, Mark Batterson's book, Chase the Lion, inspired a lot of the bars that we talked about this month and a lot of the bars you heard in the episode today. I'm going to always, I put the Audible link in the description of the podcast, and I highly recommend Audible. Audible's a great way to habit stack. I'm always listening to a book while I'm doing something else, accomplishing 2 for 1. And so I always recommend Audible. It's always in my AirPods, always in my beats. If I'm not listening to music, I'm taking in a book, taking in that wisdom, building that successful character. I recommend the same for y'all. So make sure you hit the book up in the description. Remember on my social media that you want to follow me at Spence_4 HIRE so you can get all these daily bar drops every day. I hope they help your day. And remember, I hope the podcast is helpful. If you appreciate it or you're getting something from it, please leave a review. Please share it. It helps people find it. People should want wisdom, and we should want to share it with them if we have it. That's what this podcast is all about. Wisdom makes real character, but character makes wisdom real. Character is setting a high bar for yourself, and the daily bar is going to help you set that high bar in your mind and keep it there with a rhyme. Your dream should scare you, but run to it. Don't run from it. Build the wisdom and the character that it takes to get you to the top of that dream, all right? Thank y'all for being a part of the Daily Bar fam. Can't wait to see y'all on the socials and see y'all next month. For more content, original music, and speaking and coaching services, hit me up at my website, spence4h.com.